What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be trying to fix the light switch in my 1987 Nissan 300ZX. So I'm not entirely sure how this is all going to work out. The problem I've been having is that when I turn the car off, the lights still stay on sometimes and they'll just randomly turn on and off, and so it ends up killing my battery, and so I can't go longer than a day without my battery dying. And apparently it's a pretty common problem to have issues with the light switch in these cars. It's difficult to find the OEM replacement part for these cars for the switch. And if you do, from what I've heard, it's pretty expensive. What I did is I bought this part off Rock Auto. It's from a 1987 Nissan Sentra. And so what they do, from what I understand, is they kind of take out the little contacts in the back here. Apparently they match up to the stock ones, and they just replace that part and hopefully it'll work. But the first thing I'm going to need to do is to get that old switch out of the car. The first thing is going to be getting this cover, this horn cover, off the steering wheel. Oh, there we go. So no major trick to that, just pry it off with something. So you want to watch the orientation on the steering wheel so that when you put it back on, it's not crooked. There's just a big nut on here that holds it on. From the research that I've done, it should be a 19 millimeter. I'll find out here shortly. So yes, it is a 19 millimeter. Just there we go. So now you just pull the steering wheel off. We'll see how difficult that ends up being. Not too bad. So once you get the steering wheel off, it looks like there's just a couple screws holding this trim piece on. Wow. Found a quarter. There's 4 screws that go in the front of here. Now these 2 that I've removed already, once you remove those, you can just start sliding the switch out. However, you don't have enough room right here to just fully pull it out. So what I'm doing is there's another screw on the top right here that I've just loosened up a little bit. That's giving me some play. Just loosen that screw enough, I should be able to get this switch out. So there's a cord that comes down underneath the dash here, so I had to loosen up this trim piece. I'm sure you could take it all the way off to get easier access. Okay, there we go. This piece wasn't terribly difficult to get off, it's just you can't really see under there. So I thought I would do a quick comparison between the new switch, which is this one, and the old switch, which is this one here. Now I took this contact part out of the old switch, but the only difference I can tell between these 2 switches is obviously the new one doesn't have this plug-in, which I'm not entirely sure what that's for. You know, all the contacts and things line up, and the idea here is to take this contact box out of the new one and just put it into the old switch. However, I thought on this new piece I would just try plugging it in and see if it will work as is. I know one potential problem. If you look from this angle, this new piece has these parts that stick up, so that prevents you from sliding it in. So I'm just going to take a hacksaw, I'm going to chop those parts off. I should be able to slide it in, and I'll just hook it up and see if it works like that, or if you do need to actually just change these contact parts out. So I just tried this new part that I got, just how it was. I just chopped off those little ends, as you can see. And from what I can tell, it worked like it was supposed to. As I mentioned before, this old one has this piece here that I'm not sure what that does. So I will hold on to this in case I ever realize there's something that's not working. I can just swap it out. I think this will be easy enough. Now the only other potential problem that I see with using this is, I didn't notice this before either, but I chopped off those pieces here, which was how you mount it to the car that's supposed to go on. This one here, it has these 2 little fingers that poke out, and you screw it in there, and that's how it's held on. I just need to find some way to secure it in there the way it's supposed to be so that it won't fall off. So as you can see, after cutting off those 2 bits that were poking out, I was able to just slide that in there, and then I epoxied it in to hold it. I tried not to put too much on there so that I could get it out if I ever needed to. If anybody knows what that extra wire is on the stock piece, let me know in the comments below. I did keep a hold of the old one just in case I ever do need to switch it back out. But at this point, it seems like it's working, so I'm going to go ahead and put the steering wheel and everything back together and see how it works. It's a little bit difficult to see during the day, but that's going to be these right here, and they're on, so that's good. The next one up is going to be the headlights. Once again, they're on. If you push it forward, that's the brights. So that pops them up, and like I say, they should be on, but that one's burnt out over there. Turn those off, and then we got the blinkers. You can see on the dash the blinkers are working. All right, so that's it. It seems like all the lights are working, and I'm hoping that that will stop making my battery die from, you know, them randomly turning on and off and draining the battery. With that, this car should be pretty close to being able to drive on the road. I basically just need to get some tires and I should be good to go. If you're interested in watching more videos on this car, just subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.